Yo, what's up? It's your boy Dizzy, and we back with another episode of Halftime with Dizzy. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I hope y'all had a great weekend, man. I'm gonna be real. I'm feeling a little like last week. I don't know what to talk about really, man. I almost did record this, but I'm gonna be real with you. I feel like whenever I start feeling this way, when it's like I don't really want to do it, and I think it's the enemy, it's the devil sitting there saying, let me throw him off track a little bit. And when those moments occur, it just reminds me that I'm on the right track and that I'm doing the right things and I'm on my way to my goals. So we're going to keep pushing through, man. Let's get right into the game plan. I just got some topics I want to touch on really quickly, man. So we're going to skip the halftime headlines and go straight to no huddle. From there, we're going to go to flag on the play. He's Diffie, of course, some predictions, and to wrap it all up, the halftime speech, man. Outside of that, I really don't have much, man. You already know what I'm about to say, though. 350 subs is what we chasing. We just passed 250, so the road to 350 is getting shorter and shorter. I'm so appreciative to everyone who's subscribed and been following my journey, man. Let's get right into the show.
Griffin, let's go!
Let's go?
We're going to overload their left side, force them to cover Tweeter one-on-one. And no huddles. What? I'll call the plays from the line. Defense will never know what hit them.
The first thing I want to do is shed some light on my guys over at Roland High School, man. Their great season came to an end this past weekend. Went 10-0 and then took a tough loss to San Dimas 24-22. And I just want to give a shout out to the guys over there, man. Guys like Damian Arrieta, a.k.a. Shark. He was a senior this past year. He gave it his all, had a hell of a year. CJ Carrillo almost rushed for 1,000 yards in his senior year. And them boys worked hard from the very jump, and it showed out there on the field and with their record, man, and they have nothing to be ashamed of. With that, I want to give a shout out to head coach Citos Marinez because he really set a foundation. What better foundation can you set in your second year than going 10-0? I mean, and he did it with guys that were already in the program. He built from within. He didn't go out and get 30 transfers and try to recruit all types of guys from all throughout Southern California. He built with the people that were already at Roland when he took over the program. And what that does is it establishes a culture for years to come. He's doing things and has a program going in the right direction. He's got feeder programs. He's got, different colleges coming through to talk to the kids. And that's encouraging. And that's sending a statement, especially with your 10-0 record, and saying this is the school to come to if you're in the area. So shout out to those guys, man. Again, they have nothing to hang their head about, man. A hell of a year. Sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce your way late. And even though their season came to an end, I think Roland has made a statement and has said something and said that from here on out, we are a team in the SGV that everyone should keep their eye on, man. Shout out to those boys. Let's move on to the next topic. Next up, we got to talk about them Bishop Amat Lancers. They advanced to the second round of the playoffs after knocking off Marietta Mesa 28-9, man. It was a little shaky. It was, it wasn't pretty, but they got the dub, man. And now we got to make the long-ass trip to Oxnard to take on Pacifica. And for those of you who, may only know the top teams in high school football in Southern California, you may be thinking, who the hell is Pacifica? Who is that? Where is that? Well, y'all remember Oak Hills, right? And all I hear is, what you gonna say now? Yeah, them. Here's what Pacifica did to Oak Hills in the first round of the playoffs. So we may be fucked. Oh man, I thought going D3. I thought we'd make a bigger run. No. Let me be real. I talked to my guy, Coach Shamar Weston over there at Oak Hills, and he said, "Yeah, the boys is like that. The boys is like that." And I talked to him a little bit, and I did my own research and watched a little bit of film, watched a little bit of that game between Pacifica and Oak Hills, man, and. Listen, it is not impossible. Like I said this when Amat played Sierra Canyon. These are teenagers. So anybody can be anybody. Anyone can make a mistake. Anyone can make a big play and be victorious when stepping onto the field. I mean, and that's not just high school. You see that at every level, college, NFL. So for sure, with teenagers, that is the case. Oak Hills, they run their scheme fast offensively. They're a fast team. They're getting up on the ball. They're running no huddle. So for Amat, you gotta not have crazy substitutions. You got to kind of keep things basic, and you got to be physical. You got to beat them to the punch. They're trying to get the ball out quick, run the ball, wear you down with their no huddle style offense. The way you do that, meet power with power, and out physical them. Out physical them, make them go third and long, second and long, so that they have to become more predictable. They have to get in a huddle and talk about it a little bit more. They can't just get up to the line and run a quick hitch, a quick out, because it's long down and distance situations. And when you're in those situations, you can't just sit there and throw a 5-yard route. You gotta, dig into the bag a little bit more. So that's what I think Amat has to do defensively to have success. Offensively, Pacifica, when they're on defense, they run straight man. Okay, it's gonna be similar to playing Sierra Canyon, Sarah, and even Marietta Mesa last week. They ran a lot of man to man, and so I'm gonna say the same thing I said when they played Sierra Canyon. Receivers got to win. Receivers got to win. They are going to stack the box and send everyone to try to stop Ryan Salcedo. So if he can't get off and have a great game like he does damn near every other week, you got to be able to turn to someone else to make a play. And it has to be these wide receivers. Domenico Duran has to be trusted with the offense and make plays, make good decisions, make the right throws, and there has to be explosive plays in the pass game. I think that's the only way you have success offensively, because, again, they're going to sell out to stop the run. But they're saying, look, our DBs are good enough to guard your receivers. And as a wide receiver room, Bishop Amat, you got to take that as disrespect. Whenever you see that there's no safety help, whenever you see that the guy across from you is locked in eye to eye, that means it's man to man. It has to be, that's disrespectful that you think you could guard me one on one and now I'm gonna go in. That has to be the mindset. I think last week, I'm gonna be real, I got family over on Marietta Mesa, Ken Hendricks, and he did his thing. He did it. He had a good game, but we should have hung up 50. Almost should have hung up 50 on Marietta Mesa. It should have been a blowout. I think it was a little bit of playing down to the competition last week, and that can't happen. If that happens, we're going to get 50 hung up on us. Okay, so I think that Bishop Amat, they have to be disciplined. They can't be having bad penalties like they had last week. They got to hang on to the ball, no turnovers, and they got to create explosive plays on offense. And defensively, they got to be physical. They got to be punching Pacifica in the mouth every play to keep them from going fast and, again, just throwing quick hitches, quick outs. They got to put them in situations that force them to think and force them to throw a little deeper than just 5 yards. So we'll see how it goes. That's my quick little breakdown and analysis of the game, man. I'm excited for it. Again, I think anybody could win. This is high school football. The saying is any given Sunday, but for high school, any given Friday, man, anybody could win this game. And I think if Amat wants to do so, they got to do the things I just said. Let's move on to the next topic. This next topic, man, as much as it pains me to say this, y'all Trojan fans, come to the front. It's about them USC Trojans, all right? I got a DM the other day, and it said this. Maybe you have more insight than me, but I don't know how SC defense probably gets paid a buttload in NIL, yet still can't tackle. They claim they're from Compton and Carson. I really don't get it, brother. They're getting beat by Connor from Northern Iowa in the trenches. I need someone with a voice to bring it to light. Okay. Well, I don't have insight. I don't have, an exact reason as to why, SC's defense is awful. But I will just say this, like I told my boy Jacoby that hit me with that DM. This is just a Lincoln Riley thing. Good offense, bad defense. It's follow him anywhere he's been. That is how it, and it makes sense, right? He's an offensive specialist, a quarterback guru. So obviously your offense is going to be better than your defense, right? But there's really no reason, like my guy said, with the NIL that they're giving out, with the 4 and 5 stars that they're bringing in, there's no reason for there to be such a big gap between the offense and the defense. When you look at the numbers, SC is the best offense in the Big Ten. They're at the top, number one. But when you switch to the defensive numbers, they're towards the bottom. There's a big gap between their offensive production and their defensive production. And it's very alarming when, again, you look at the fact that they're bringing in guys that are 4 and 5 stars. They're bringing in, again, transfers with a bunch of NIL and stuff like that. And yet they still don't seem to have talented enough guys to make plays on the defensive side of the ball, which is why, again, Lincoln Riley-led teams, yeah, sure, they can make a playoff run. Sure, they can, make a conference championship run, but that's just about it. They're not going to actually go win anything because their defense can't get stopped late. And when you face an elite defense that can actually stop your offense, then you're in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's alarming when you look at the fact that since Lincoln Riley's taken over, he's had top 20 recruiting classes in every year. He had a top 10 recruiting class one of those years. And right now for the class of 2026, USC is ranked number 1. So, I've always felt like when I started kind of looking at USC and the guys that they're bringing in, it started with my class back in 2021. I kind of noticed that they're kind of targeting just the flashy guys, which makes sense, right? Like you gotta target the guys that fit that Hollywood, lifestyle that you're bringing them into. But it's got to be more than that. It's got to be, can they make plays on Saturdays? Can they sit there and pick off Fernando Mendoza while guarding Jeremiah Smith and, blitz Dante Moore, the big juggernauts you're facing in the Big Ten? Can these guys on defense get that done? Now, I will say this. They did get a couple dogs in this past year recruiting with my cousins Cam and RJ Sermons, but it can't just be 2 guys. It's got to be all throughout the damn team, you know what I'm saying? So, ultimately, man, again, I don't have no insight. I don't have no, direct answer to why they are playing the way they're playing. But I do feel like when it comes to Lincoln Riley-led teams, it's always good offense, bad defense. And that's either because of the recruits they're bringing in. They're not really as good as they say they are on paper, or the staff ain't developing them once they get into the building, because again, multiple top recruiting classes and yet nothing to really show for it. That's all I got to say. If Lincoln Riley is going to keep them from a national title and keep them from real playoff contention, then I hope that Lincoln Riley gets a lifetime extension with USC. Fours the fuck up. All right, let's move on to the next topic. Lastly on No Huddle, man, let's move to the NFL real quick. I had to cover the Miami Dolphins versus the Buffalo Bills, and Tua figured out how to play football. I mean, that boy out there looking like Tom Brady. The Dolphins put straight belt to ass on the Buffalo Bills, man. I looked at Josh Allen. He just looked like a shell of himself. And it was really because he had no one to throw the ball to, especially after Dalton Kincaid went out with a hamstring injury, man. And it just left me thinking, why do the Bills keep doing this to Josh Allen? They literally saw him put the team on his back last year, carry this team to a deep playoff run, and then went into the offseason and said, nah, he good. He don't need no help. He don't need no big time receiver. He don't need, an elite defense to back him up. He's all right. He cool. He can get us to the Super Bowl without any of that stuff. And we're literally seeing the Bills do to Josh Allen what Lamar Jackson was getting done to him by the Ravens when he first took over. Just a team thinking that their quarterback can play hero ball and be an MVP, and that be enough for them to go capture a championship. And it's really sad when you look at the fact that the AFC, of course, the Colts are rising up and you got the Patriots rising up, but the AFC in a lot of ways is up for grabs this year. But the Buffalo Bills aren't going to be able to grab it because they don't have an elite pass catcher or anyone that gives them any explosiveness outside of the magic that Josh Allen does. Sure, you have James Cook that can pop off. You got Dalton Kincaid. That's a good weapon at the tight end position. But I'm talking about a true number 1, a true guy that when it's like we can't get anything going offensively, we gonna turn to this guy. You saw them lack that this past weekend because James Cook really wasn't getting going. He had a fumble, and after that, he really wasn't rushing for anything against Miami. And so it seemed like, again, the guy that they would turn to, that Josh Allen would turn to in those moments was Dalton Kincaid. He goes out with a hamstring issue. After that, there's nobody. There was nobody. Keon Coleman, he did end up having a touchdown, but they targeted him many times after that. And before that, and he wasn't making no plays, wasn't getting no separation. And y'all laughed at me and said I was dumb when I sat there and said, hey, Trade for Terry McLaurin. Get Josh Allen a bona fide number one. Let a guy like Keon Coleman, who's ascending and still needs some more time to get better, let him be your number two. Don't you think that the Bills could use Terry McLaurin right now? I mean, I know he's been dealing with injuries, but don't you think they could use him right about now? So again, it's really biting the Bills in the ass this time because now the Patriots are good again. Usually you can hang your hat on the fact that we're just going to blow out everyone in the AFC East. Well, you just lost to the Bills. You've already lost to the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? Like the window is getting shorter and shorter for you to win with Josh Allen in his prime. And right now the Bills are not taking advantage of it. And I just want to know, when the hell is that going to stop? That's it for No Huddle, man. Let's move on to Flag on the Play.
Flag on the play.
They wind up losing 14 yards.
How about from now on you call a fair game? How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay. Wet Willie.
First up on Flag on the Play, man, is this clip that went viral from a game that was a few weeks ago, man. Check this out.
All right, gentlemen, shake hands, introduce yourselves. All right. Okay, so
everything is about sports. Don't be disrespectful, okay? We asked you guys to shake hands. We want you guys to shake hands.
we already talked to your coaches. Y'all don't want a 15-yard penalty straight from the back, because I'm going to tell your coaches it was on y'all.
Yes, sir.
Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Gentlemen, come together, shake hands, introduce yourselves. Nate.
Elijah. Have a good game for you, bro. Thank you, folks. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Appreciate that, gentlemen. Hey.
All I'm gonna say, man, is that is good by the refs. And the reason why I believe it's good by the refs is because they could have easily taken the route of, oh, okay, that's how they want to be. Watch, when there's a penalty that should be called to help them out, we ain't gonna call it. When there is no penalty that should be called, we're gonna call something against them. These refs, they take a lot of things into account when calling a game. And people don't really realize that when they got to go to a team and tell all their players to pull their knee pads down, stop showing their back play, all that type of stuff, and you come to the coin toss, you do stuff disrespectful like that, that can really affect how a ref calls a game. Just think about how you go to your day-to-day life. If you go to your job and someone is doing things they're not supposed to, being disrespectful, all that type of stuff, would you want to help them? I mean, these refs are no different. They're humans just like us. So shout out to the refs for nipping it in the bud right there, instead of saying, all right, you know what, we gonna be a little unfair when calling this game since they wanted to be disrespectful to start. Let's move on to the next clip. Hey, man, talking about needing some help on defense. SC better call him up to coach right now. They better call him up at the NFL. Somebody better call him up to play or coach right now, because that was a textbook hit right there. Let's move on to this last clip, man. Check out how diabolical this shit is.
A headshot?
I keep saying it. I keep trying to tell y'all. These young guns, bro, these YNs and these people of this young generation, they can't be put in these environments no more, man, because you just see all the shit that they see on TikTok and all the shit that, you know what I'm saying, they envision, they actually do. They actually go out there and do when it comes to playing the game of football, playing any sport in general, man. There's these type of clips in basketball, baseball, all types of shit, bro. And somebody got to put a stop to this shit, bro. Let's move on to He's Diffie.
Wide open man. Flicked into the end zone by Jerome Simpson. Oh, goodness.
I only got two people on He's Diffie this week. The first one at the college level, man. Diego Pavia, quarterback for Vanderbilt. The guy that my boy Ryan says should be the Heisman favorite right now, because he just got that flair to him. He just got that moxie, that chutzpah. All right. 377 and 3 touchdowns in an overtime win over Auburn, man. Yes, man. I mean, everyone says he's the reincarnation of Johnny Football. It's hard to argue when he's putting up big numbers and doing it in a flashy style the way he is, man. Let's move on to the NFL, where I'm sure you saw it. Travion Henderson, man, straight up balled against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. And I mean, he was out there looking like damn Sonic. I mean, running so fast and beating the defense by a mile, so much so that he had time to look at the sideline and make sure it was okay for him to score before actually scoring. Did y'all see that video, man? That was crazy. That was funny. He finished the game with 14 carries, 147 rush yards, and 2 touchdowns, man. A great game for the rookie. Those are the 2 guys that were different this past weekend. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let's move on to some predictions.
One thing.
First up, we starting with some college games, man. A big game here in the SEC. One team can push their way into the playoffs late, and another team can solidify their playoff position. That's number 12 going down to Tuscaloosa to take on number 4 Alabama. I got Bama winning this game, man. Ty Simpson, he is just making clutch plays and clutch throws right now. He had throws last week. I covered a game against LSU. He had throws last week that were just ridiculous and just putting the ball right where it needed to be. He got Ryan Williams going a little bit. Jeremy Bernard's been looking good. This O-line is creating holes for Jam Miller. This defense is getting after it. And I just think Oklahoma hasn't looked the same since John Mateer kind of got banged up. And he came back and they've started winning some games, but they still kind of haven't looked the same as they did earlier in the year, in my opinion. I think Alabama can pull this game off. Next up, 11 Texas. When the fuck did Texas get ranked 11th? This is the same team that lost to DJ Lagway? Holy shit. They're taking on Georgia. Georgia about to beat the shit out of Texas. What is this? Ain't no way Kirby Smart losing a team led by Arch Manning, bro. He ain't allowing that shit. Those are 2 college games, man. Let's move on to NFL, where there's a handful of good games, man. Buccaneers at the Bills. Y'all know who I'm picking. I pick. I don't care if they play the 85 Bears. I don't care who they play. I'm picking the Buccaneers every damn time. All right, give me the Buccaneers. So hopefully Bucky Irvin can finally come the fuck back. I mean, I have him in fantasy, and he's just sitting there, man. Come back, Bucky Irvin. We need you. All right, not just fantasy owners, but the Buccaneers need you too. All right, give me the Bucs and win the game on the road. This next one is gonna be real good. Seahawks at Rams. I'm gonna take the Seahawks, bro. They've been flying under the radar and they flying to the top of the NFL, man, and to NFC supremacy right now. Jackson Smith and Jigba, that nigga good. That nigga good. I think he gonna torch this Rams secondary, man. Give me the Seahawks a win on the road. Chiefs at Broncos. This one's tough. This one is tough because you got the Chiefs who have been kind of playing well. You got the Broncos that have been shaky week in and week out, and yet they still win games. So it's tough to actually pick who's going to win this one. The tougher part, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but since I pre-record these videos, I never know about fucking injuries. I never know that guys are gonna miss a game when I make these predictions. So that's the tougher part. Give me the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs. I think that this Chiefs defense will do enough to get to Bo Nix. Bo Nix is ass in the first 3 quarters, and I think Patrick Mahomes will find a way to figure this Broncos defense out within the first 3 quarters enough to build him a bit of a cushion, and that Broncos comeback late in the 4th quarter will be too late. So give me the Chiefs to win. I got a lot of road teams winning this week, man. Lastly, Lions at Eagles. This is another good one. Holy shit. Damn. And so y'all know I'm not looking at nothing crazy. It just says Lions at Eagles. So I'm just looking at it, but there's no information to help me make the pick. Damn. Give me the Lions. Give me the Lions. Another road win, man. I'm taking all road teams to win in the NFL this week. I think the way that the Lions are rolling right now and the way that the Eagles have been kind of sputtering, ugly 10-7 win over the Packers. I mean, come the fuck on, bro. I think that the Lions will find a way to score 2 touchdowns. And I think their defense can do well enough to, confuse Hurts a little bit and keep Hurts or Saquon or anyone else from popping off, and do some of the things that they've lacked over the last few weeks. Those are my predictions for the week, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Let's move on to the halftime speech.
The Cinderella story is over, man. Right? They're fighting for clicks, we're fighting for wins. There's a difference. Right? There's a difference.
I'm hurt, dog. Don't ask me if I'm all right. Hell no. Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it. I'm putting my heart in this dog. Let's go, man. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Lord, just want to start your heart and find out who you really are. Make sure you look at your teammate today and you come out and you give pure hell today. This team ain't ready for us. Let's prove that they ain't ready for us.
Oh, get in here. Let's go. Get in here right now. Get in here. Hey, we got 30 minutes for the rest of our lives. 30 minutes for the rest of our lives.
Halftime speech, man. You already know what it is. A little nugget to help you get through the rest of your day, week, month, year, wherever you at in life. I'm hoping that something I say can help push you to finish strong and get closer to your goals and just motivate you a little bit if I can do that. What I got to say today, man, is just be appreciative of what's in the present, of what's in this moment right now, what you're blessed with right now. I think as the year is ending, it's kind of all like, let's just hope for 2026. Let's look towards 2026 and what I got planned and my goals and all this stuff. But I think when we do that, when we look so far into the future and think about the future at all times, we miss what's right under our nose. We miss what we're blessed with right here, right now. And again, 2026 ain't promised to nobody. So why not appreciate what you have right now, right here in November of 2025? Instead of reflecting on the year and thinking about all the things you didn't get or don't have and looking into 2026 and saying, now I want this and want that. Why don't you look back on 2025 and say, man, I'm so blessed to be where I am right now. Where you are right now is way different than where you were, a month, a week, a year ago, whatever it is. And it's a lot different than where you will be a year from now. So just appreciate where you are right now because you don't even know what the future holds, man. Only God knows. So yeah, just be appreciative of what you have right now in the moment. Count your blessings, man. And that's all I got. All right. I don't really have much else, man. I work all week, so it's going to be tough to get a pregame interview. And so I don't know if I'll have one for the rest of the season in terms of the postseason, but for the regular season, I do want to give a shout out again to everyone who allowed me to interview them and help me out with the high school interviews throughout the season. It was something that I wasn't even going to do. I had no intentions of doing that, and that was never planned before the football season started. And then boom, I did it for 10 weeks. So again, shout out to everyone who was a part of it and helped out, man. Again, 350 subs is what we chasing. So please hit that subscribe button, share this video with everybody you know. If you know a Roland fan, an SC fan, an Amat fan, a Buffalo Bills fan, or just a fan of football, man, share this video with them and let me know what y'all think in the comments. And let's, again, hit 350 subs. I'll be doing the giveaway at that point. And yeah, that's all I got, man. Just stay tuned. I'll have another video for you real soon.